Hello there everyone. So let's talk about art first, shall we? So what is art? Art is a highly diverse range of human activities engaged in creating visual, auditory, or performed artifacts. Artworks that express the author's imaginative or technical skills and are intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. Art asks questions and conveys meaning. It expresses ideas, uncovers truths, manifests what is beautiful, and tells stories. Interaction between the elements and principles of art helps artists organize sensory-pleasing work of art while also giving viewers a framework to analyze and discuss aesthetic ideas. So here what we're going to discuss. We have three major components that we're going to discuss for today. We have one, the factual contents. The second one would be the conventional contents. And lastly, the subjective contents. These topics will be further reviewed later on our video. So watch out, okay? How about we first take a look on the first topic that we are going to discuss, the factual contents. So this type of content is a basic level of meaning because it is derived from the decipherable forms in the work of art and understanding how these elements relate to one another. Other authors also suggest that it only refers to literal statements or narrative contents in the work that can be directly apprehended because the object is presented are easily recognized. So basically, factual contents are contents of art that we can easily recognize, such as fruits, buildings, or things that we usually see on our everyday life. So let's take a look on some samples of factual contents, shall we? So this first sample, The Winter Moon by Bob Ross, we can easily recognize that it depicts a great mountain on a snowy night. The soaring mountains, snow-covered landscapes, night sky, and stark trees all set on a dramatic stage that showcase nature in all its glory. Primarily focused on natural wonders only that we rarely see on man-made structures on cities. While here on Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, a scene from the Bible, if I'm not mistaken, we can observe a painted man, which is in fact a fruit of hard labor from years of observation of human anatomy. All of these paintings are depicted in literal sense, and you can clearly see what it really is. It doesn't have any hidden meanings in it. So, up next would be the second one, which is the conventional content. So, what is conventional content? It pertains to the acknowledged interpretation of artworks using motifs, signs, symbols, and other ciphers as the basis of its meaning. Also, it refers to the special meaning that a certain object or color has a particular culture or group of people. This means that conventional contents makes use of symbolism for each element to identify something else from the painting. These conventions are established through time, strengthened by recurrent use and wide acceptance by its viewers or audience and scholars who study them. Many of them are present in some cultures, but never present in others. This difference gives us another lens for finding meaning when we approach these types and patterns of art. So, let me give you some samples, okay? So, this one is a local one. It is called the bahag, which is worn as a traditional clothing here in the Philippines. Their designs are unique to each tribe in particular, so they can differentiate which are not on their tribe and which are their enemies. Because you know, in the Philippines there are some warring tribes here. So how about on this one? On the other hand, the painting on the left leaves different types of impressions on each people that will see it. These oil paintings generally represents the complex civilizations and associated issues. Colors, brushstrokes, and how it is painted may be used to make symbolisms. This means that some peoples may express it differently from others. Now, lastly, we have the third one, which is the subjective content. So, let us first define it. Subjective contents refers to the individual meaning deliberately or instinctively expressed by the artist using a personal symbolism that stems from his own alliance with certain objects, actions, or colors with past experiences. This type of content has specific meaning to the artist and must be explained if possible. It consists of all the things about the artwork that might have influenced the artwork or the maker of the artist. These would include when the work was made, where it was made, culturally or geographically, why it was made, and possibly some other details or information. Now, let's talk about some examples, okay? So, from the right, we have a photograph from 1936, which uses the elements to depict a mother and a child that portrays hardship faced during the Great Depression. This woman's face speaks of worry and desperation about how to provide for her children and herself, while the painting on the left represents a naked girl on the center to provide a strong focus. Her shy poses, bodily expressions represents the painter's sexual repression when he painted the artwork. Okay, that concludes our discussion. If you want to know more about the sample artworks that we showed you, you can access the link on the next slides. Okay, stay safe and thank you for listening.